Welcome to Happy Motivation. This podcast is a space created for reflection and growth, real conversations about life, purposes, and becoming better without losing yourself along the way. I'm your host, Dre, and together we'll explore what it means to slow down, check in, and grow with intention. So wherever you are, take a breath and welcome to Happy Motivation. Imagine choosing yourself and not explaining it. Sending that long text, not rehearsing what you're going to say, not trying to make it make sense for everyone else. Just choosing yourself and letting that be enough. Because let's be real, choosing yourself isn't even the hard part. It's what comes after. Welcome back to the Happy Motivation Podcast. So glad you're here with me on this journey. So we've been conditioned to explain everything. Why we said no, why we change, why we're not available, why we're pulling back. It's like we feel the responsibility to make other people comfortable with decisions that were never theirs to make. And if you really think about it, that just didn't come from anywhere or nowhere. We learned this. We learned that being understood was safer than being misunderstood. We learned that explaining yourself kept the peace. We learned that if people didn't get it, you might lose them. So now, every time you choose yourself, it feels like you owe an explanation. It shows up when you say no, but then you feel the need to justify it. It shows up when you start moving different and feel like you need to explain the shift. It shows up when you outgrow something, but try to bring everyone along in the reasoning behind it. And the truth is, most people aren't even asking for clarity. They're asking for access. They're asking for the version of you that made them comfortable. So there's a shift that has to happen here. Because you have to stop explaining decisions that were made for your peace. Not everyone is going to understand your growth. Not everyone is going to agree with your boundaries. Not everyone is going to like who you're becoming. And we got to be okay with that. That's okay. Because choosing yourself was never about being understood. It was never about being understood. It was about being aligned. And alignment doesn't require permission. We don't need permission. The more you explain yourself, the more you give people room to question your boundaries. You take something that was a decision and turn it into a conversation. And now, instead of standing on that decision, you're defending it. And over-explaining isn't clarity. It's self-abandonment that just sounds more acceptable. Choosing yourself without explaining it looks like this. You say no and leave it there. You move different without announcing it. You set boundaries without writing a paragraph. You outgrow things without asking people to understand it. You trust that your decision is valid, even if no one else agrees with it. And that is what everything starts to shift. Because when you stop explaining yourself, you start standing in yourself. You stop looking for approval and start moving with certainty.
You stop shrinking to be understood and start expanding into who you actually are. And yeah, some people might not like it. A lot of people probably won't like it. Some people might question it. Some people might even distance themselves. But the ones who are aligned with you, they won't need an explanation. They'll feel it. So imagine choosing yourself and not explaining it. And not because you don't care, but because you finally care enough about yourself to stop negotiating your peace. And you finally choose yourself.